guess you haven't caught on. I just slid my dick down your throat, and you thanked me for it.
Hello and welcome back. So, it's been 6 days since Obi-Wan Kenobi dropped. Now, I have questions.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
But we'll get to them. This has been a somewhat strange time for me. For me. It's been somewhat strange, right? Disney Star Wars has been abysmal. Aside from Rogue One, which I like, all of it as well, not just the Vader bits, and the last season of Clone Wars and Rebels, I can't. It's just not struck any chords with me. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. I love the franchise. I love Lucasfilm Star Wars. But Disney Star Wars has been lacking soul for me. There's no soul behind it. If you look at previous Facebook posts, and I'm sure on Twitter, but I don't know, I've not looked. But on Facebook, they are lapping it up. They are absolutely lapping it up. And it is like, it's the best thing since sliced bread. It's the best thing since, someone thought to put pepperoni on a pizza. It's weird. Not pepperoni on a pizza. That's gorgeous. The reaction to these Star Wars fans. I should be more like them. I should be like this.
I don't think I can walk right now.
But instead I'm not. I don't feel any of that. What I feel, to be blunt, is this instead.
Wankers. Fucking embarrassing.
And yet, it pains me a little bit that I haven't enjoyed it, because a lot of it could have been written for me. Now, I can watch the Lucasfilm trilogy, 6 films. Well, 5 films, because I don't really care about the Phantom Menace. It's a good idea in practice, but I think that itself needed more than one film. But I can watch the Lucasfilm Star Wars all day, For me, The Mandalorian is possibly the only decent TV show we've had yet. And for me, that is more like, it's background. It's just when I can't concentrate, when I can't be bothered watching anything at all, I can just put that on it and it's in the background. It's like Friends, or it's like How I Met Your Mother. It's just for a bit of background noise more than anything. That's all it is. I mean, we've had The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and now Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, I didn't mind The Mandalorian too much. There was lots of key jangling in it, but to me it wasn't over the head, really difficult, really, smashing you from both sides until you fucking passed out with a brain aneurysm or whatever. It was just there. I mean, we got Luke back, which rightly or wrongly, I don't know yet. But then we got the Book of Boba Fett, which was everything at you. It was absolutely everything. Now, I didn't like Book of Boba Fett because it was just boring. And I didn't like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't as cameo-laden as I thought it was going to be. I absolutely honestly thought we were going to get Grogu in it. In a Order 66. I thought we were going to get the Ghost Crew. I really did. And I'm happy that they didn't do that. But then we get what we got. And somehow it seems worse. Is that right? I tell you what. No, none of this makes It doesn't add to any story going forward. Is one of my problems, I think. It doesn't. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. We have. I mean, other than ruining things, let's be honest, and we'll go through them. It doesn't do anything for the Star Wars story. You know, we have. In fact, because of this show, because of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I know you might have seen this in other places, but you can go back to my earlier videos, and I've said it already. Leia shouldn't be in it, right? I've mentioned before. Showdown. What's this one? Showdown on the Smuggler's Moon. I've mentioned this comic a few times. This graphic novel. It has Obi-Wan Kenobi in this time period. You know, where he's on Tatooine. And in the graphic novel, just like the show, he's not allowed to train Luke. He hasn't picked up a lightsaber. But that's where it ends. Unlike the show, where he's a tuna farmer, or whatever it is he's doing, he's slicing and dicing up essentially tuna. But in the comic, in the graphic novels, he's still fully able to use the Force and to protect Luke. That is his mission. He never loses sight of that. He actively protects Luke and other farmers, even though he knows he shouldn't do. And yet, all we got, I mean, this came up, a slight tangent, this came up on Forces News Facebook page, where at the moment, a lot, or at least in British television, every veteran who's left the army is always, in a TV show, always has a mental illness, or they're always broken, or they're always damaged. Every single veteran that returns comes back with really bad PTSD. Think the 80s like the 80s was for TV shows, where every returning Vietnam veteran was broken. Rambo is it's both a good example and a bad example, because when you watch Rambo at the end, the first one, it is absolutely heartbreaking. And it tells you why he's suffering so much. But they've just copied an 80s Vietnam veteran trope. And you'd really think they'd have moved on by now, where Obi-Wan, in this story, Obi-Wan could, like in the graphic novel, doesn't have to necessarily train Luke, but he still has to protect him. And in Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show, Luke is still alive despite Obi-Wan, not because of Obi-Wan. But we'll get there. So, we all know the plot, Princess Leia gets herself kidnapped twice, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's guilt-tripped into going to save her, because the story's all about her, and it's, she's the chosen one, really, not Luke. That's what Disney want you to believe. But because of this, you've gone through the plot, you've watched the episode, you know what happens. Because of this, the Empire knows there is a direct link between the Alderaan leadership and the Jedi Master. Why isn't that world under Imperial occupation? If we look at real life circumstances and instances, that would happen. Bail Organa would have been rounded up, tortured, and fucking put in a executed somehow. But this doesn't happen. They've proven, there's definite proof, and the Empire don't do anything about it. Now, people say, it's canon that they can, but think about the fucking bigger picture. Think about the bigger picture of what's going on. The Empire knows but does nothing. Twice now, this Imperial base, if it's the same one as in Jedi Fallen Order, twice now, it's been infiltrated. Both by the same ways, by just so you know, for under the sea. And it's frustrating when you read Facebook, the Facebook pages, because they just seem to want really good, cool scenes, but they're not thinking about what it means. It's just, oh, we had Obi-Wan using the Force on this, on the glass to hold back the sea. That's grand, but he could barely move a frigging piece of metal 5 minutes before. Don't tell me he's just suddenly turned on the Force. If you read the Ahsoka novel, it says that you have to meditate. You won't lose the ability to use the Force, you just find it more difficult. And meditation keeps it on top. Keeps your abilities on top for even when you need them. And that's what Ahsoka does. Yeah, she doesn't use her Force powers all the time, or very rarely at the beginning of the book, because she doesn't want to get accidentally found out. But in this, Obi-Wan, he's a broken man. He's cut off from the Force. He's cut off from it, but Ahsoka wasn't. And you can say he went through Order 66 and fighting Anakin / Vader, but you have to have consistency, and there isn't any consistency in the show. 1 minute he's barely struggling to stop Leia from hitting the deck, and again that seems like something. If you watch the Jedi Fallen Order cutscenes, it's almost exactly the same. And it's said in other people's videos, and it's said in mine as well, my earlier ones, that this is nothing but copying. It's copy and paste. And they might look good. It might look great having Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting Vader, but does it make sense? Does it serve the story? No, it doesn't. Because right now, Obi-Wan, and I've said in my earlier videos, Obi-Wan has left Vader alive. Vader, we now know, goes on to capture Princess Leia because he's after the Death Star plans. He then goes on, along with Grand Moff Tarkin, to blow up the Death Star, to blow up Alderaan, sorry. We then know that he hunts down the Rebel Alliance in the years between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. And it looks cool, but then does it? Because now all of a sudden we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi swallowing all the golden holocrons he can, and now he's God tier mode. And yes, he's always been powerful. But if you look at him scene for scene, he's doing nothing more than what Rey does. And all it does is show Rey, like, oh look, she can do it, because he's done it. Obi-Wan did it. And if you liked Obi-Wan doing it, so you must like her doing it. And a lot of this, I'm going off in different tangents here, but the dust has settled now. We've got it. And it's been mithering me and bugging me. This has so much. That all I can do, I'm just doing this as a therapy session, I think, more than anything. I hope people watch the video and agree with me that we all know that it's bollocks. But it really, I've watched different YouTubers, and different YouTubers have said for a long time that Star Wars is dead. Now, of course, Star Wars isn't dead. Disney's got a shit ton, an absolute fucking gargantuan fucking production schedule of what they want to release. I mean, most of it I'm not going to watch anyway, so it don't matter. But Disney as a franchise isn't dead. Nah, I might be wrong. I don't know how to phrase it. Disney as good product is dead. We saw that product die, or certainly in its death throes with Book of Boba Fett. And in this is just as bad. You know, like I said, we've got scenes that make no sense. We've got a story that doesn't make sense. Right, let's get into Reva. Now, this series was 6 episodes long, right? Reva goes from super duper bad to not killing Luke in 6 episodes. And there's no, other than 1 or 2 flashbacks, which is not enough. She goes from super duper evil bad, chopping a woman's arm off for no freaking reason, to not being able to kill Luke because she sees herself. And that's not good enough. Now, Star Wars, some of the new Star Wars fans are the MCU Star Wars fans. Let's call them that. They're like the MCU fans who absolutely cream themselves over every Marvel TV show, despite them all being the same. And to be perfectly honest, this is the same as a Marvel show. In that we have a female villain who does not face a single consequence to her actions. She goes around killing younglings and sensitive people and torturing people and chopping numerous hands off. She faces no consequences. She portrays Vader and he stabs her through the stomach and lets her walk off. The real Darth Vader would have killed her in a fucking heartbeat. No consequences. She goes to kill Luke. No consequences. She tries to kill Owen and Beru. No consequences. On numerous times, she's made that like she wants to kill Obi-Wan. No consequences. How am I meant to take that seriously? And not only does she not face any consequences, in the space of 6 episodes, like I said, she goes from super duper bad to not wanting to kill Luke, and no one knows what that means. Is she now good? Is she still bad? Does she just feel sorry for Luke because it reminds her of what happened to her? And while we're at it, how do you get revenge on Vader for killing younglings by you going around killing even more younglings and Force-sensitive people? That doesn't seem like a very good plan. You know, we know that the Inquisitors generally tend to be Jedi that fell to the dark side. It's explained in Rebels. But this makes no sense. And like I said, I wish I could cream myself over this and be super duper happy. And I can't. And I'm not. And I don't. And it really bothers me. Do I like Star Wars too much? Do I not like it enough? Which is it? Because sometimes it feels like I'm the fucking wrong one in this. And I know I'm not. You know, I've got numerous graphic novels, you know, which might, you know, I've got the Ahsoka books, I've played the games, I fucking made my own Star Wars adventures up as a kid. And Disney tells me if I don't like something, then it's my fault. And it's like, no, you have to entertain me. You've not given me a good story. But you could have done numerous examples of good story. Just pick up a fucking graphic novel. Yeah, you want Vader hunting Jedi? Great, they've got it. Vader Imperial Machine. It picks up right away. Right at Revenge of the Sith. Vader has to go hunt down some Jedi and get his own lightsaber. Because he has to make a kyber crystal bleed. In it, he gets injured to an extent and he makes some more of his new armour. Show that. You know, if we had to have an Obi-Wan Kenobi pop up, show us Obi-Wan dealing with things. If you're going to give us the 80s Vietnam trope, then show us him healing. Get to some semblance of what he was. Don't have us fucking flashbacks of Princess Leia for him to get his mojo back. But Luke was in it as well. Yeah, what, 2 scenes? In fact, the only scenes he's been in the show. You know? All this seemed to me, and to many other people as well, so at least I'm not alone in that, was Obi-Wan Kenobi is a broken mess and needs to be brought back round by... They're not even like mother characters. It's not even like he's getting gentle motherly love off these people. He's got Princess Leia, a 10-year-old, telling him what to do. And strong fucking double agent fucking woman who keeps giving him little snippets and pep talks. It's like, I've said in previous videos, it's like having Felicity Smoke talking to Arrow. You know what I mean? In you know, she's the girl in the chair and Arrow's doing anything. Or it's like the Flash when his missus is talking all the way through him and giving him little inspirational tidbits and saying, "Run, Barry, run." Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't have any agency in this. You may think he does, but he doesn't. He doesn't get to make. He doesn't seem to make a single decision. And when he does make decisions, they're not always possibly the correct ones. And I've talked about how the Empire knows that Alderaan isn't a peaceful, innocent fucking planet as Leia would have you believe. We know now that they have been actively helping, by extension, helping Jedi. But we don't see that, no, but we know that he's in contact with Obi-Wan Kenobi. We know through Rebels that Bail Organa has recruited Ahsoka Tano. We know that through Rebels they form an attachment and a relationship with the Ghost Crew. And also through this, we have a Star Destroyer. In the last episode, the Star Destroyer is firing at the ship that it doesn't seem to be able to hit. You know, according to Wikipedia, there's 72 TIE fighters on a Star Destroyer. 72 ships they could have sent and got, but they didn't. You know, we've got the Death Star being used as though it was a fucking old-style wooden tall ship from the Napoleonic era, whatever, where you have to directly face your enemy to be able to shoot them. Yet you watch any other Star Wars, they've got turrets. They don't have to be flying after the ship for them to hit it. You know, they make Vader incredibly stupid because there's the formations of the rebellion one can assume is there. Or at least one cell. And he diverts the Star Destroyer on a personal mission. And then jumps on his own ship. Alright, go do that, but say, right, now pursue that ship and I'll meet you at whatever coordinates. No. And while we're on about it, how the fuck did Reeve get off the planet without that Star Destroyer finding her? Because she must have taken off at least the same time as Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's just lots of silly things which, may look good, but serve no purpose to the story. Like I said, Obi-Wan fights Vader, and everything that happens then is on Obi-Wan's fault. It's Obi-Wan's fault. It just is. Right? He doesn't kill Vader. But he can't kill Vader, you'll say. Exactly, so why have him fight? The only reason is because it looks cool. It serves no purpose to the story. Unless it's to ruin the story. Because now that you've had them fight now, how many times can you have them do it now? Again, going forward. You know, the line from A New Hope has weight and meaning to it when he says a presence I haven't felt in. It has depth, it has weight, it has meaning. You took that away. You took that away. Like I said, this doesn't ruin Star Wars for me, because it just doesn't. You can't. I barely watch your stuff anyway. The only time I've watched Boba Fett again is for the Mandalorian bit. I don't care about the show. You know? And it's not, I watched, it's a Gundam, video, and he was saying that Star Wars is like, the stages of death where you've got, anger, bargaining, acceptance, yada yada. And for this almost feels like that. I might sound incredibly silly, or you're mourning the death of a fucking TV franchise. I don't mean it like that, but I mean it how it's right. I've gone from I didn't have bargaining like please get good. You hope every TV show is going to be good. That's not bargaining. That's just hope. Rebellions are built on hope. But it's like, all right, it's acceptance. It's fucked. It's dead. But then you can still be angry at that because even though they've not destroyed something that you love because you don't watch them bits anywhere, it's always there. Going forward, they're just gonna, instead of going a completely different direction that has nothing to do with the Skywalkers or legacy characters, they have to keep coming back because no one cares about anything else, do they? No one cares. Except the weird Twitter and Reddit mob. And for some reason Disney seem to think they're the ones that watch the TV show. They seem to think they're the ones that watch the films, buy the comics, play the games, read the books. And we simply know that's not true. I'm going to round this off. Is Star Wars dead? No, because Disney will keep it going. Is it dead as a good product that has story, characters, plot? Absolutely, because now all it is shiny, shiny, zoom, zoom, pew, 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 fucking flashy lightsabers. Well done. Well done.